Give you all my love, babe. What more can I do? Walking by myself, I hope you'll understand. I just want to be your loving hand. Love you, yes I love you, my heart and soul. Wouldn't mistreat you for my waiting. You know I love you, you know it's true. Give you all my love, baby. What more can I do? Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Walking By Myself. I'm kind of basing it on the Gary Moore version, but I'm also going to talk about the original Jimmy Reed version as well. This is one of those tunes I think it's worth learning as a blues standard. Kind of works actually as a rock standard as well, thanks to the Gary Moore version. And in my experience playing in blues jam nights, people generally tend to kind of base things on the Gary Moore version, even though that's kind of, I guess, technically more a kind of blues rock version rather than pure blues like you might get in the original Jimmy Rodgers one. But we're going to look at both. Both have lots of great things. We are going to be only looking at the rhythm guitar part today, but I may come back and revisit that Gary Moore solo because it's an absolute cracker of a solo and definitely a lot of things to be learned from that too. But let's start off by looking at the riffs and the chords. 4, 1, 2, 3. This is just one of those great guitar riffs. So cool. Okay, we're starting off with the third finger, 7th fret of the thicker string. Then we play the first finger, 5th fret of the 5th string. We play that twice, so 7th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret. Then we shift, first finger up 2 frets, little finger goes down 9th fret of the 4th string. So it's an E5 power chord, which has a little slide off. Okay, the rhythm is really important here, and this first note is the last triplet of beat 3. So if we start thinking 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So just think this first note with the first finger is what's falling on the beat, on beat 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. If you find that counting all a little bit too much, it's totally cool to do it just by listening. In fact, I think most times, especially with blues and rock, it's better to learn by listening than it is by thinking. However, a little bit of knowledge sometimes goes a long way. So understanding here that we're dividing the beat into 3, into triplets, and we've got this 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. I think that can be helpful as well to know, as well as just being able to rely on your musical imagination. So we actually start with that riff. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 triplet. Now I often put this little hit on 2 and 4 here. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now you probably only really need to do that if you're playing on your own. It kind of gives a little bit more of the groove on. If you just play it without that, it's very easy to kind of speed up and slow down too much, especially if people are going to sing along or you're going to sing along. I think it can be helpful, but again, it's not on the original recording. If you're playing with other people, that might not be necessary, but you might want to add that in if you're playing on your own. Just a little note about the picking here. I've generally been playing it with all down picks, and I'm not exactly sure why, because definitely down, up, down, works fine. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I think I don't like that then I'm playing an up pick on here, on this note, which falls on the beat. And I generally prefer to play a down pick on the beat. So using kind of frantic down picks works better for me. But if down, up, down, works better for you, that's totally legit. So this A section, I guess it's kind of the chorus because it's the bit that repeats, starts off with that riff. You know I love you, you know it's true. Give you all my love, babe. What more can I do? So this is first finger in the second fret of the fifth string, then the open fifth string, second finger down in the third fret of the thicker string to the open thicker string. Note that the rhythm here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So again, the thicker string open is played on beat 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Okay, now here, I guess it's an E7 sharp 9. A Hendrix chord, you might know that as, so not playing the thicker string, you could, it's in the root note as well, but tend to mute it here. 7th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret. I don't hear so much that note there with the first finger, and actually if you just lift it off, you end up, it kind of sounds the same. I guess technically it's just an E minor 7 now, not an E7 sharp 9, but whatever, doesn't really matter. But that would be a nice grip that you could use, or if it's more comfortable for you to get there with the first finger down as well, then I guess you could put that one down as well. So let's just review this A section. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You know I love you. You know it's true. Give you all my love, babe. What more can I do? And then we're into the B section, which is just this basic shuffle. So first finger, second fret on the fifth string, and you're playing the open thicker string at the same time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. It's the most basic version. I'm going to talk about some variations in a second. Then it goes to A, B power chord, and then there's the turn around at the end. Okay, so E, walking, it's bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, then to A, which is exactly the same as the E, but down a string, 2, 3, 4 to B, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, B. If you want to just do the chords, it's an 8-bar blues. There's the second bar, third bar on E, and the fourth bar on E, then to A, 2, 3, 4 to B, 2, 3, 4 E, 2, 3, 4, 1. Note here that we're using the little, sixth shuffle thing, but when it comes to the B, we just keep the shuffle going. Still got that same one. Chunka, 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 chunka. But we're not doing. I wouldn't worry, even if you can do that, I wouldn't worry about it. It's not on the original recording, that stuff. So just 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, as to whether you put in these extra fills or not, I kind of feel like they're part of the song, particularly with the Gary Moore arrangement. They don't exist in the Jimmy Rodgers one, which we're going to cover briefly in a minute. But I think it's worth learning, not just for this song, but the climbs and the use of the turnaround are real common in other songs as well. Anytime that you're playing a blues in E, really. Particularly this first one where you walk from the E up to the A chord. It's real nice. So that one will be walking by myself, I hope you'll understand. This little climb to the A is really nice. We're literally going second fret open, third fret open, fourth fret open to the A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then we got the same sort of idea here at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. Fourth fret with a little flick off, fifth fret with a flick off, sixth fret, seventh. Sometimes I flick that off, sometimes I play it twice. That last note doesn't really matter, I suppose. And then first finger in the fifth fret of the fifth string, and back to the B note, 7th fret, thicker string. Let me go through that one more time. It's just literally that climb from the E. Anytime you got the E and you're going up to the A, you go, and you can either do it or just, or you don't always have to do the little flick off. There's lots of little tricksy ways of around that one. And remember the ending. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's have a look at that whole verse now with the with these little embellishments in it. So 2, 3, 4. Walking by myself, I hope you'll understand. I just want to be your loving man. The second one's the same. I love you. Yes, I love you with my heart and soul. Wouldn't mistreat you for my weight in gold. Then we're back into A section. You know I love you. You know it's true. Give you all my love, babe. What more can I do? Then we got another verse, and I notice that I'm doing something different with the rhythm. Now, I've got to be honest here, I'm not 100% sure that I've picked this up off the Gary Moore thing, or whether it's a different version, or whether it's just I've been playing this song in band since I was 16, so maybe I've kind of adapted it somehow. But it works, and I feel like it's a useful thing to know. It's kind of a variation on that shuffle where you add in some up picks, because usually, down, 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 you're just doing all down picks here. But there's this... 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So you got an and after 4 would be an upstroke, and the and after 1. Walking by myself. I'll try and slow it down. Actually just playing, I've got my first finger covering the 4 stringers. That's the note that I'm kind of emphasizing here. You almost hear do 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 do. That's kind of what you end up hearing. It is still mostly down picks, but just having that upstroke accent there, I think works really well in this kind of pattern. Definitely, it's a bit more kind of Gary Moore than it would be Jimmy Rodgers. The Jimmy Rodgers version is played in A, and it doesn't tend to use those link-ups, so it's one of the transitions between the chords, which I think sound great, and they're definitely worth learning. Like I said, most times if this gets called in a blues jam, it's going to be in E, and more based on the Gary Moore version than the Jimmy Rodgers. The Jimmy Rodgers one's pretty cool as well. It doesn't start with the riff, it just starts with the shuffle, and there's some lead guitar stuff. Jimmy Rodgers, incredible guitar player. He was the guitar player often for like rhythm guitar player for Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf, real pivotal guy in the Chicago scene. Fantastic guitar player, singer, and harmonica player. Really super talented guy. And his version's in A, but it's a little bit more walking by myself, I hope you'll understand. More of that feel. But he does do that's it. It's slightly different. It's, you know I love you. He does a do 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 do. It's ever slightly different again. So, you know I love you. You know. So open 3, open 3. to the A. You know it's true. If you're all my love, babe, what more could I do? Walking. Now, my memory's playing tricks on me. I'm probably more familiar with the Jimmy Rodgers one, but now I've just been listening to the Gary Moore one. It seems to have overwritten my knowledge of the Jimmy Rodgers one, which is a little bit weird. It's in A. Most of the riffs are the same. You can play them open. It's got a different feel, and it would depend again what exactly you're getting out of this. For me, these kind of tunes are best learned as a kind of a standard repertoire that you might play at a jam night. So if you're going to do that, you probably want to learn it in the key of E, a la Gary Moore, but also have a go at it in the key of A as well and see which one you prefer. Because you might decide that, hey, I want to do it in the key of A because that suits me better, especially if I'm going to sing. For me, I find that the key of E a very weird one to sing in, so I'd be maybe more inclined to play it in the key of A. So having an understanding of that, and then if you get up to play the song and say, I'm doing Walking By Myself, Jimmy Rodgers kind of feel in the key of A, off you go. Or maybe you're going to try and combine the two and use some of those little link-ups in the key of A. That would work as well. I'll leave that as a little challenge for you to work out on your own. It's not very difficult to work out how to do those transitions. You think you just moved everything down a string. That should be enough to get you started. Just absolutely fantastic song. Really good one to add to your blues repertoire. Popular one for parties as well if you want to play it. If you want to be singing along with this one. Gary Moore did a huge job with this. So it was a huge hit off the Still Got the Blues album, early 90s, I guess it would have been. Anyways, yeah, really hope you enjoyed that one. If you're digging on the blues, then head on over to the website. I've got tons of blues lessons over there for you, and do go and check out my blues immersion course as well. It's a real deep dive into the history of the blues, both practically and historically. I'm sure that you dig that, and some pretty I've got some really interesting ways of teaching transcribing that are super effective and really good fun as well. So anyway, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you plenty more lessons very soon. Take care. Bye bye.